Family, I pray you are all doing well. I had mentioned that I was doing a lot of inner work, um, addressing things that I still couldn't seem to get past. A lot of that had to do with loving myself, and I'm thankful that God's been working with me on that. It's a process, when you allow yourself to believe things from childhood and as an adult, you just believe that's what it is, and it's not true. When you start to look at things through God's perspective, it changes and it helps you to realize, those are all altars that the enemy set up that I still allowed, I still believed in, and so he still was able to have access to me with those altars. And praise to the Most High God, those altars are being knocked down. I'm starting to believe more of what God has told me about myself, which is the truth instead of the lies that the enemy has made me believe. And I allowed myself to believe for years. It's really a psychological warfare, but the only way out of it is through the Most High God, and I'm thankful for that. With that being said, he'll bring up the Most High God will bring up other things, and my perspective just really started to change about who I am here on earth, who we are here on earth, and our relationships with the Most High, our relationship with the Most High God. I just, I can't ignore what's going on in our world. I can't ignore the things that people are saying or doing. I can't ignore these things. And I can't not speak about it, especially having this type of platform. I have to talk about the things that are transpiring where it's end times. And I just not concerned about what's going on the outside, concerned about what's going on in the inside with me. And I just recently started seeing videos pop up of the rapture, people having dreams, which has been prophesied in the Bible, people having dreams about what's to come, the end times, what that looks like, how some of us will not be going with the Most High God. Some of us will be staying here. And it started to tie in for me where I just needed to start reading Revelations every month, just really starting to understand what that meant, what that was about, having my perspective, having God help me understand it. And so, like the last few weeks, I've just been constant talking to God and checking myself and trying to be mindful of the things that I need to address, the things that that still have strongholds on me, things that I need to give over because I don't want to be left behind. I don't want to know what it looks like after the Most High God takes his people and brings them up to heaven. I don't want to know what it's going to be like. I don't want to I know what it's going to be like, but I don't want to experience it. And so lately I've just been in tears crying, Father, show yourself to me. Show me to myself. Help me understand what I need to get right. I don't want to be left behind, and I don't want my children or my family left behind. And I think we get so wrapped up in this world and we forget that, you know what, we're on borrowed time. And in that time, I pray that we're able to walk on our purpose and do what God has asked us to do. But at the same time, we can't forget about working on ourselves and making sure we're right with God and addressing the things that are holding us back. And I know, we all have things that need to be addressed, but don't forget about it. We don't know when the Most High God is coming back. It's much sooner than later. And I don't want to be left behind. If he came back tomorrow, would you be ready? That's what I keep thinking. Would I be ready? I literally was crying yesterday, just asking God, please don't leave me. Don't I want to be with you. I want to be where you are. I want to be where you are. I don't want to be anywhere else but where you are. Please show yourself to me and help me. And I just felt the need to talk about it because I just can't ignore it. There's been plenty of times I wanted to talk about this and I haven't. And now it's the right time because I was ready and God was telling me I was ready. And I can't just share something and just be like, oh yeah, just do this, or you should just, it has to come from the Most High God. And so I'm thankful that He gave me confirmation to go ahead with this. But would you be ready? Would I be ready? It's time to get ready. It's time to spend time with Him. I mean, the relationship that you have with Him. Maybe this video is meant for you to reevaluate it. It may be meant for you to reevaluate yourself. I don't know. This has so many different meanings on different levels, and God knows, when whoever hears this, whoever listens to this, He knows what's going to help you in this message. And I know how it's helped me. I have spent so much time with Him. I've been making sure that my decisions that I'm making are not one from the flesh, from my feelings, making sure that I'm checking in with Him. I mean, last week it got to the point where I had to have a breakaway from my kids, and this happened to be a day that their father was watching them. And I usually go to the movies, and all the movies that were playing were either horror, violent, rated R, and I was tempted to go and see the rated R movie because I just wanted a break. I couldn't do it. I'm like, I'm not messing anything up. I don't want to watch anything that's going to mess me up in any kind of way. I went and seen Peter Rabbit too. It was good. It was so good. I'm like, I don't care. It doesn't matter what people think. It matters what the Most High thinks. And I went and seen that movie, and it was funny and it was good. And I don't have no problem telling you that I did. I'm making sure that my decisions are different, that I'm protecting my mindset, that I'm being careful of who I'm around. That's big. That's really, really big. I'm not really around people except for my immediate family. And I'm good with that because I'm spending a lot of my time with the Most High God. He is my best friend. He is the one that I want to be with all the time. And I don't want to miss what He's trying to show me. I want to be prepared. And if He's telling me that I need to be around certain people, then He'll bring them into my life. But right now, focusing on Him and my family is my priority. And it's necessary. And I'm doing my best, even with my kids, to talk to them about the things that are to come. Not to scare them, but just have these conversations with them, to give them, make them aware, to give them also reassurance not to be afraid. I mean, yes, they're children, but I want to have had that conversation with them. Even with my oldest son, I want to have had these conversations with them so I could say, okay, I did my part, and continue to have conversations with them, to continue to talk to them, to let them know, what's happening in this world. I literally got off the elevator this morning, and the song, it's the end of the world as we know it, was playing. I'm like, wow, they've been playing Motown, all kinds of feel good music. And when I got off the elevator, I'm like, wow, how ironic, because it's the truth. And I don't want you to be left behind. I don't want you to see what things are going to be like, experience what things are going to be like after God comes down. I thought about, what if I had to stay here? I thought about if I had to make the decision, there'll come a time where if we don't have the mark, on us, we're not going to be able to buy anything. We're not going to be able to eat. And I just kept thinking, God's going to provide. God's going to take care of us. But there's going to come a time where you're going to have to choose. I know people are saying, the mark of the beast is in this injection, but that's not what it is. There is going to be a time where you're going to have to make the decision. It's not going to be hidden agenda. You're going to have to make the decision. Are you on this side or that side? And I'm not making a decision to accept the mark of the beast. So that potentially could mean that I'm killed because of that. I'm beheaded because of that. And thank you, Holy Spirit. God has been teaching me that they can kill my body. And that's fine, but they cannot kill my soul. It belongs to the Most High God. Do what you want to my body. I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid of the Most High God. That's who I fear. Only Him. Only Him. And I would choose Him. Because I know, thank you, Holy Spirit, what He has saved me from, what He has brought me out of, what He has revealed to me about myself, about this world, about people that were around me. I'm thankful for that. That's some real unconditional love there. To hold my hand and walk me out of the darkness into the light. That's some real love right there. To not judge me, to love me unconditionally with my faults. There's no condition, no love with the Most High God. He's not the type of God. I remember this happened to me. My heart is good, but my body's not perfect. God doesn't care about that, but man does. But God doesn't. He accepts me as I am, whole. That's the kind of love that I want. That's the kind of love that I give. I choose the Most High God. He saved me. He saved me. And because He saved me, and thank you, Holy Spirit, He's given me a new life. I'm able to do the same for my kids. I'm able to make changes, make wiser decisions in my life. And I'm going to continue to pursue Him with my all. I'm going to continue to seek Him, and I'm going to bring my children along for the ride. They need to be there. They need to know. They need to have an understanding. Even my parents, my mom is really come a long way, and I see how her faith increases. And my father still has some ways to go, but he'll get there. But I won't agree with anything that anyone has to say that doesn't believe in God, or doesn't, they're turning their back on Him. He is real. He is real. And some people are going to have that, oh, He is real moment when it's too late. I remember reading, that God might say, I don't know you. I don't ever want that to happen. I want a relationship with Him. I want Him to know me. I want Him to know you. And so I just pray that somewhere in this message, it resonates with you. It helps you in some way and reminds you that this is not, what we're living is temporary. With the Most High God, it's eternity. I'm choosing eternity, not temporary. I want that long-term relationship with God. I want to see the rest of what He's talked about. I want to experience that. I want my family to experience that. I want you to experience that. And this is the time to talk to Him, ask Him to reveal Himself to you, ask Him to show you the things within you that you need to address to get yourself ready, to get yourself right. And no one's perfect. I'm not saying that anyone is perfect. We all have faults, but we also all have choices. And we can continue to make bad choices, or we can start to make choices that are good for us, wise for us. So I pray that this resonates. I pray that this makes sense to someone. I know that it'll reach one person, and it will help them in some way. God is the promoter. I know I'll post videos and someone will say, oh, promote it on this page, or I don't pay for promotion. I'm not going to. I don't have to, because I know that the message is going to be received by the person that needs it. And I know that God is, he can do anything. So I know that whoever needs to hear this, they will hear it. No promotion necessary. The Most High God has that under control. He's taking care of that. So till next time, family, I pray that this blessed you. I love you. Take care. Have an amazing day.